instructor for nuclear therapy and the clinical director. Um, and this training video is to show you guys how you guys can input your productivity and also how you can access your payroll. The first thing you need to do is to have a Google account. Okay, so basically what you do is you go to google.com and you go to mail and just follow the steps to get a free account. We usually use the system using our phones compared to using the web version, which is from a computer. It's easier for us to use the phone, so I'm going to explain what you have to have in your phone in order to use the AKL Google system. The first thing that you need to do is to download Gmail, Google Drive, and Google Sheets. And if you have an iPhone, you have to go to the App Store and just type Google Gmail or Drive or Google Drive or Google Sheets. And if you have an Android, you just go to the Play Store, I think, and do the same thing. You just type Gmail, Drive, and Google Sheets. Once you have this application in your phone, that's the only thing that you need to have in order to be able to access your information. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to input your productivity, and that has to be done every time that you go and see a client. Okay, so let's say payroll productivity here. So productivity, you're going to receive a link via an email. Okay, I'm going to go back here to show you something. Make sure that you check sometimes here. Sometimes the system goes directly here or to share with me. You have to check in both places to figure out where the file actually went. So basically what you're going to get is this. Here you have to follow these steps, okay? What is right here in dark blue, okay? So let's say you have 3 clients and you saw the client, you see the client D8, January D8 and January the 4th. So let me erase this one here. Okay, so if I go to this January the 8th, I saw the client for the hour, and then at the end of the session, 5 minutes before the end of the session, I do my progress note, I talk to the parents, and I complete my productivity. So I put 4 units because I saw the client for 60 minutes, and that's the only thing I need to do. From our end, we're going to be able to see this, okay? So, but this is very important that you do it every time that you see the client. At the end of the session, you have to input this data, okay? Because that's how we keep track of the days and the times that you're seeing, actually the days that you're seeing the client, or if you're not seeing the client, or if the client is canceling for any reason. So if you cancel, you put TC. Let's say you canceled the 11th, and then next time you saw the client was the 12th, and let's say the 12th, but then this client is supposed to be seen 3 times a week for 60 minutes. So you have one more day during that specific week. So let's say but the patient canceled. So I know in this week that one time you cancel and the other time the therapist cancel, the patient cancel. We know that we all have like our commitments, but this is just like any other company. If you're supposed to go 3 times a week, you have to make sure that you go 3 times a week. We very peculiar about these things because cancellations are very negative for us. But at the end of the day, the client is the one that is not getting the correct service and the right therapy. And the problem with that is also when the therapist has custom cancellations, and there is no way a way to prove the reason of the cancellation. What is happening? The insurance calls us, the company, and they say, okay, why is this client not receiving the amount of therapy that you guys requested? And that's when things start to get more complicated for the company, and that's the reason why we really emphasize that you guys see the client the amount of times that are required. If it is 2 times or 3 times a week. Let's say you see the client on Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, but let's say Wednesday you're not able to do it for XY reason, or the client was sick. We always try to make up the session another day during the week, not the same day. We're not allowed to see the client more than the time required every day. For example, you cannot go and see the client for 2 hours in one day. That's not accurate. That is illegal. We follow the law in that specific area. We only see the client for one time or two times or three times a week for 60 minutes. It doesn't matter what days you go, but they cannot be you cannot see the client more than 1 hour in the case of a plan of care that is 60 minutes, 4 units for one specific day. Okay, this is very important that you guys understand this. All right, so basically you follow. I just tried making up data here. I saw the client maybe like this, something like that. It doesn't matter. Let's say this is a week. This is Monday to Sunday. So it doesn't matter how you spread out your sessions as long as you're providing the service one day, 60 minutes at a time. Okay. Um, okay. So basically, this is what you're gonna receive. This is good because you're gonna be able to go back and see your productivity always. You're gonna see all the months, just like in this case. But also when it's time to get paid, you can go to. You're also gonna receive another file called payroll. This is just an example, that's why it doesn't have the correct name, but this is something similar to what you're gonna get. So you're gonna get the patient's name here. So for example, in the case John Smith here, and then the other ones that if we put um, the amount of hours that you work, the amount of basically sessions in this case or hours. So let's say you saw a client going back here, two sessions, John Smith for the whole month. Let's say just an example. So you're gonna see two and the value of your hour. I don't know how much money you're gonna make, but then the total you're gonna receive here. You're gonna add all the totals and you're gonna see the results. So it's very easy for you guys to keep track and make sure that you're getting paid where you're supposed to get paid at the end of the when it's time to get paid. Okay. Again, for the payroll information, is that you're gonna find the payroll schedule in that's in the SharePoint, the Office 365, where you're going to be able to find that information. Okay. So again, this is your productivity, and this is where you can input the data. Make sure again that you complete this every time you go see a client. Do not wait, because when you wait, we're gonna call you, and the company is gonna be okay. Well, what's going on? Why you haven't inputted the data? This is very important because they need this for billing purposes, and they need this in order to be able to pay you. If the accountant doesn't, because this goes to an accountant, if the accountant doesn't see any information here, trust me, you're not gonna get paid. Even if you submit everything else, this is a key for us to be able to provide. To be consistent with the service that we provide. Okay. Thank you guys.